Namaskaram everyone. Today I want to just discuss about the Bangalore Adiyogi versus the Coimbatore Adiyogi because I've seen a few such queries popping up. First of all, let's be clear that the Coimbatore and Bangalore Adiyogi both are of the same size of 112 feet. And fundamentally, the structure and everything is the same, like basically the same form. And the form will remain the same because if you read the history of it, Sadhguru took a long time to design this specific face and they identified the exact technique they were going to make it and all. It's a whole long story actually. I'll put a link to an article I've written on the making of the Adiyogi that gives some idea into it. So first of all, the visual aspect, because I think the biggest pull for a lot of the visitors to Adiyogi is about the visual, the geographical landscape. In Coimbatore, the hill range that is behind the Adiyogi is very far away. So what happens is there is this huge feeling of spaciousness because it's a flat land and Adiyogi is rising on the flat land, and in the background at some distance you can see the wall of the hill, the Vilyangiri hill. So it creates this huge feeling of spaciousness and this tall Adiyogi arising from it. Apart from that hill range at the behind of Adiyogi and at the little bit of the sides, if you turn around, this empty space all around, so you can see it to a long distance. The Bangalore Adiyogi is different because there are hills behind it, as you can see in the photo as well, but these hills are very near us to the extent that the entire region is undulating. So literally when you're walking around near the Adiyogi, you are going up a slope, going down a slope and stuff like that. So I actually really liked it. There are a lot of little trekking trails going off here and there which you can trek on your own, like if you're in a group and stuff. There are some safety issues for solo women, but in a small group, a lot of people are always going off here and there on small treks. You can see it if there is a lot of crowd that day. You will see a lot of crowds climbing this hill and that hill, and there are little temples on top of the hills, and also it's a very nice, interesting place actually. But the visual appeal is a little bit different, and but I have not found too many people preferring Coimbatore. There were just 2 or 3 people I remember who distinctly said that, oh my god, I love the Coimbatore spacious ambience, but here I find it's all very small. But these were very few opinions. I think by and large everyone is impressed and loves the scenic visual of both the places. And in the Bangalore Adiyogi with the undulating hill range, you get these other views, like this particular view of this hill range fading off into the distance is one of my favorites actually. So I really like that you can sit and watch Adiyogi, but you can also turn around and sit and watch this view, which is also very beautiful. So that's the first thing about the visual. The second is about the temples. So both the Adiyogi statue and pretty much any Adiyogi statue that will come up, that will have the Yogeshwar Linga along with it, because it's a combination where the Adiyogi is like the visual aspect which subdues our ego. It quietens our mind. It puts us in this awe, in this silent zone within ourselves. And then we go into the temple where the consecrated deity is there, which is the Yogeshwar Linga, and then we get the whole spiritual benefit of it. And because of the visual impact of Adiyogi, we are already more receptive to Yogeshwar Linga. So it is a combination, and that is why pretty much any Adiyogi that will come up, we should be having the Yogeshwar Linga over there. So Yogeshwar Linga is common across both Adiyogis, but there is the Naga shrine in Bangalore Adiyogi. And the Naga shrine is noteworthy over here because the Bangalore Adiyogi complex by itself is a little bit smaller. So the moment you enter, after the parking and everything, you enter into the Naga shrine. And from the Naga shrine, Naga is the Kshetrapal deity over here. You will take the blessings and all. And Naga Murti itself is very impressive. And from there, the view of Adiyogi behind it is really stunning, to be honest. And I keep taking photos, trying to capture it, but it doesn't do justice. You go there, you stand there, and that impact is so powerful. And then you get down from the Naga shrine, you walk to Adiyogi. It's a very beautiful, visually appealing also, but also in a powerful Padayatra of sorts. Bangalore Center now has this Nandi and this threshold which is called Mahashula, and that's unique in Coimbatore. The Nandi is inside and not outside near the Adiyogi. So this is really unique as well. What happens in Coimbatore, on the other hand, is you enter through the gate and then you park, but then you walk directly to Adiyogi. There is no Kshetrapal temple as of now greeting you before your Adiyogi darshan. The Kal Bhairav temple is going to come up. I don't know how the dynamics of that is going to work, because Kal Bhairav is much further on. There's almost like a 700-800 meter walk from the Kal Bhairav temple to the Adiyogi statue. So it will be a very difficult walk for a lot of people. So then you may need to take the shuttles, or I don't know what kind of arrangement they will do. And also that visual impact is not there of you going to the Kal Bhairav shrine and then you seeing the Adiyogi right in front, which happens in the Naga shrine. So Bangalore, I feel, has one of the most powerful entryways into the Adiyogi. Within the Bangalore center, Adiyogi is going to be the main centerpiece, and around it all the other temples are going to come. So later in this space itself, with the Naga shrine, with the Yogeshwar Linga, you'll have the Devi temple, the Navgraha temples and Tirthakunj and all that stuff. So that will become a very powerful Kshetra with Adiyogi in the center. In Coimbatore, on the other hand, the Devi temple, Tirthakunj and everything is away. So there is another 1 kilometer walk from Adiyogi to the main ashram complex, where you have the Dhyanlingam temple, Linga Bhairavi temple and the Tirthakunj. So because of that, the Coimbatore center is a little bit different. A lot of people go just to visit the Adiyogi and they actually don't even go inside. They are missing out in all the other temples and everything. So the Dhyanlingam specifically, Dhyanlingam is a very powerful temple. Sadhguru took 3 lives to actually come and consecrate this Dhyanlingam temple, which is like there are 7 chakras consecrated in that lingam, and it is like a live guru sitting in front of you. They maintain a complete ambience of silence, and it is really a powerful space and a must visit. I have actually spoken a lot about why Dhyanlingam is unmissable. Like if you're attracted to Adiyogi, eventually do make it a point to visit Adiyogi. I have spoken about it in this other video. It's right in the first 2-3 minutes. So do watch that one if you can also. So I would say that if you're someone who is kind of, you're in Delhi and you're flying just to visit the Adiyogi, then you go to Coimbatore and you visit the Adiyogi and you go to Dhyanlingam temple. But obviously, for most of the people, 90% of the visitors, that is not the case. Most of you would find that you'll have a trip to Bangalore coming up now and then. The chances of going to Bangalore are much higher than you booking a trip to Coimbatore. In which case, you club your Bangalore trip with the Adiyogi here. That makes a lot of sense, and you're not missing out majorly. You get the visual that you are looking for, and you get a powerful spiritual experience as well. So Bangalore is a great visit. Now coming to the foods and facilities. Foods and facilities in the Adiyogi area more or less is at par. You have a lot of stalls in Bangalore as well. You have a couple of restaurants in Bangalore. Same with Coimbatore, you have a whole bunch of places. In Coimbatore, there is the addition, as I mentioned, there's that internal ashram complex. So you do have a couple of more eateries, and you have more facilities like places to sit and mandapams and more bathrooms and lot of those things. So that will remain for a while, because see, Coimbatore is the established center for so many years. So obviously it will have a whole bunch of other facilities which Bangalore will only get over years, maybe another 2 years. But the basic facilities, food, ATM, bathrooms is more or less there in Bangalore. Except when it gets really, really crowded, then you do feel a little lack, because I feel some more bathrooms and there may be a line at the ATM and stuff, which in Coimbatore gets a bit more sorted, because there are multiple ATMs, there are multiple bathroom outlets and all that stuff. So on heavy crowded days, maybe Coimbatore has a little advantage. Also, in terms of the travel logistics, it's not much of a difference, because the Coimbatore Adiyogi is also about an hour from Coimbatore, and so from Bangalore, I guess it's about 1.5 hours or a little more than that. So I don't think it's like too much of a difference. Doing a car or a private taxi is usually just the easier option. But if you're going in public transport, then yes, Coimbatore has a little bit advantage, maybe because there are dedicated buses that go from Coimbatore to the Adiyogi, and these are established and they have much better frequency. Bangalore also has certain buses from Majestic, I've heard, which go directly to Adiyogi also. Otherwise, they will drop you to Chikaballapur, and then from Chikaballapur you have to take these regular buses that go to Adiyogi. The frequency, however, from what I understand, is not very great. Could always do your Bangalore to Chikaballapur in public transport. The bus service there will be good because that's an established route. Chikaballapur is a pretty big town, so a lot of buses and all will always be going there. From Chikaballapur, you can take a shared auto or just an auto also. It will cost you some $300 or so. So, other thing is about the entire ashram impact. Like, if you're not just going for Adiyogi, but you want to experience Sadhguru's ashram space, you also want a little bit of a yoga experience and stuff, which is actually the minority. Maybe the 5% of the visitors would be looking for all of this. Then Coimbatore definitely has a better advantage because they have the entire ashram facility. You can in fact book a cottage. You can book a stay in the Coimbatore ashram. Like, for any public person also, a 7-day stay is very much possible if you book in advance. There may be yoga programs going on, so if you plan your trip properly, you can do a yoga program inside the ashram. You can visit Adiyogi, you can visit Dhyanlingam. It's a very powerful, complete package, which of course currently Bangalore Center is not geared up for, but it is fast coming up. Bangalore Center is also having their Kannada Isha Yoga programs being conducted now and then. If you're going to visit a few months down the line, you can check what is possible in the Bangalore Center as well. So I think that is more or less covering everything. If I've missed anything, please ask in questions. I will add anything that comes up later in the description if I feel that something more needs to be added. So check the description also.